During her rounds, a female doctor suddenly noticed that the pulse oximeter on a boy's hand had somehow fallen off. She assumed the boy had accidentally knocked it off and was about to reattach it when an alarm suddenly went off. She immediately sensed something was wrong and reached out to feel the boy's hand, but all she felt was cold skin. There was no pulse at all. She quickly hit the emergency call button and began performing CPR on the boy while shouting for help. A nurse rushed anxiously into the emergency room, reporting that the boy in the observation room had gone into cardiac arrest. Everyone present was stunned. They had no idea there was another patient in the observation room. It was then that Dr. Jung from the emergency department suddenly remembered that the head nurse had told him about a 16-year-old car accident victim in the adjacent observation room. But at the time, he'd been busy trying to save a critically injured patient on the brink of death and had carelessly forgotten. The truth was, when the boy was first brought to the hospital, he'd been in good physical and mental condition. He'd even been able to call his mother to let her know he was okay and had spent some time on his phone while lying in bed. But shortly after, he suddenly lost consciousness. Dr. Jung realized he'd made a terrible mistake and hurried to the observation room. The female doctor was still desperately trying to resuscitate the boy. Dr. Jung's face was full of remorse as he prayed the boy would pull through. Otherwise, he'd never forgive himself. Unfortunately, the boy didn't make it. He was pronounced dead despite all resuscitation efforts. When the boy's mother received the devastating news, she rushed to the hospital. She couldn't believe that the son she'd just spoken to on the phone was now lying cold and lifeless on the hospital bed. Her grief quickly turned to rage, and she called the hospital director demanding answers. It was then that everyone realized this woman wasn't just any ordinary person. She was a council member responsible for reviewing the hospital's budget. She had the power to make or break the hospital. The director could only respectfully try to console the councilwoman, but she was beyond furious. She demanded to know why no one had immediately checked on her son's condition. She accused the attending physician of abandoning his post, which led to her son's death. At this point, the head of the trauma center arrived. He explained that the boy hadn't been ignored or left unattended. He'd simply been lower in the treatment priority order. In the emergency room, patients aren't treated based on arrival time, but according to the severity of their injuries.
사망이 이르렀는데 위급하지 않았다?
The two secretaries who'd been in the car accident with her son, one had ruptured organs, the other had arrived without breathing. By any medical standard, both clearly needed treatment before the boy.
상대적으로 아드님께서는 우친과 통화까지 할 만큼 의식도 뚜렷했고 증상을 물었을 때도 별다른 통증이나 고통을 호소하지도 않았습니다. 의원님이 의사였다면 누가 더 위급했다고 판단했을까요?
Moreover, these two secretaries were government employees who'd been taking care of her son during work hours, surely not part of their official duties. If she insisted on suing the emergency doctors, she'd have to answer these questions in court as well. The woman's face turned ashen. In the end, she had no choice but to leave the hospital in silence with her son's body.